Hundreds of transit users rallied together in an effort to save bus routes in the Lower Mainland.
There's a huge risk that they're going to have to cut like 50% of bus service. And so we're here saying, let's not talk about cuts, let's actually talk about increasing service because there's so much overcrowding.
The group organizing Rally for Transit says the point of the event is to show the province and local mayors that there is broad support for funding public transit. Transit users say the impact of the cuts would be huge.
It'll force so many people to either quit their jobs and work somewhere else closer to home or to drive. And traffic in Vancouver is already bad enough as is.
There's 2 possible buses that I can take to work, and both of them are on the list of things that might get canceled. So I just wouldn't have a way to get to work unless I moved right beside work or got a new job.
It would paralyze our district, really, if these cuts were allowed to go through.
Last week, the federal government announced $1.5 billion in capital funding over 10 years, part of the Permanent Public Transit Fund. But Dennis Agar, executive director of Movement, says this wouldn't solve the problem, as the funding would not cover costs to operate buses. Agar says the group wants to address TransLink's operating budget shortfall before it is forced to cut routes.
There'd be cities like Maple Ridge, Port Coquitlam that would have 0 bus routes at all. The West Coast Express would be canceled. There would be cities like West Van that would have 1 bus route left.
He says transit service needs to accommodate the region's growing population.
Since 2020, the population of this region's gone up 13%, and we've seen a 0% increase in bus service.
Advocates say they hope the government can see how important transit is to British Columbians.
Getting a steady and stable source of income for TransLink is something that people, they'll come out in the rain here, get a little bit wet, and make themselves heard.
In Burnaby, Stallone, City News.